Hey everybody, this is Mary Z from SoFa's Wellness, and today we're going to talk about energy. We're going to return to that topic. We've deviated for a little bit. We're going back. Energy. Y'all want to have more, right? Who wants to have more? I know I do. All right. So today we're going to talk about your cellular power plants. Yes, your cells have a power plant inside. So we're going to talk about how to boost your energy with that. And I don't mean boosting your energy with sugar cookies followed by an espresso or chugging down your favorite high energy drink. Nope, we're going to talk about all natural ways to get energy. All right, but before we get into that, before I can share with you what you can do and what to look out for, I'm going to have to do a quick little review from biology. We're going to have to talk about mitochondria. And nope, I'm not going to go into the Krebs cycle and all that. We're going to spare you all those details. We're just going to focus on the nitty gritty, the things that matter for this discussion. This is a complex topic and I'm really super simplifying it. So I'm just telling you the little bits and pieces I want you to focus on, okay? If you want to have a more in-depth look about mitochondria and how they operate, you can go look that up yourself. But for now, I just want to focus on some super basic stuff. Now, if you remember from biology or anatomy and physiology, mitochondria are very concentrated in certain parts of your body. They're located everywhere, but they have really high concentrations in places like your muscle. Anything that's going to need high energy expenditure, they're going to be there a lot. And in tissues that don't need a lot of energy expenditure, there's going to be just a few of them. But we've got like unbelievable numbers of these mitochondria in our body. They're in every single cell in our body. Now that's a lot of mitochondria. Anyway, so this is your cell in your body. And inside this longer item here is the mitochondria. And this is the organelle inside. So you remember that mitochondria are organelles. So what an organelle means is that it's really can be translated into a cellular digestive system. Yes, you can think of your mitochondria as a cellular digestive system. So what is it digesting? The oxygen you're getting from your blood over here, and the nutrients that you get from food, from eating food. It's going to extract the glucose and fats. So the oxygen, glucose, and fats are going to get transported into your mitochondria in your cells, and it's going to make energy, ATP. And anytime you create work in a cell, you're going to have some end waste products, and you're going to create free radicals from that, or reactive oxygen species. So these reactive oxygen species, we really need to pay attention to those, because those are the things that could possibly damage your cell. It could damage the membrane of your cell, or it can actually damage the DNA inside the mitochondria. And that's really important because your mitochondria have their own DNA. They have their own. So we want to keep those guys healthy as much as we can. So those are the internal forces that affect your mitochondria. Now let's take a look at the external influences on your cells and mitochondria. Today we are barraged by toxins and chemicals. I put that number one. Toxin and chemicals everywhere in our environment. They're in your food, your water, the air, heavens, are just everywhere. Medications, viruses, metabolic waste. By that I mean when your digestion is not proper and your elimination is not proper, that's called metabolic waste, and that can recirculate in your body and end up in here. Heavy metals as well. And especially the heavy metal that I want to focus on is mercury. Especially if you're older, and you've had amalgams, that's why I'm kind of bringing it up. That's a very toxic heavy metal. And these are the external influences on your cell. These are very heavy influences on your cell. And all of this together these external influences, if they're impinging on your cell, creates inflammation, and inflammation is really the root of disease. Whew! All right, we made it through that mini simplified, super simplified version. I hope that made some sense to you. Like I said, if you're into this and you want to dig into it more, go ahead and do that. But I'm trying to really simplify it for you to make it digestible. No pun intended. Anyway, so there are actually, doctors are talking about diseases in new ways today. They're actually calling it mitochondrial disease. And that's where all these external influences are impinging on your cells, on your mitochondria. And when they talk about mitochondrial diseases, they talk about diseases of the brain, diseases affecting your muscles, your central nervous system, your kidneys, your liver, your heart, your bones. Cancer is even a mitochondrial disease. And so are common endocrine diseases. Endocrine diseases are diseases that affect your thyroid, your pancreas, your adrenals. Now, how common is that, right? So it seems to me that there's a lot of the diseases that we recognize today are probably affecting your mitochondria. And that's why disease is happening. All right, so now we get to the part of what you can do to help your energy. There's some really simple things that you can do daily in your life to help you gain more energy. The first one is really simple. All you got to do is move. Just move. That's it. Pick your movement, whether it's walking outside, doing yoga, or all the way through to, wild things like running, running long distances, CrossFit, whatever. Just pick something that moves you, right? Whatever that is, just pick something to move you. If you remember, mitochondria are really concentrated in your muscle. And so when you move your muscles, that is actually creating the stimulus for more mitochondria to grow. So yes, you can grow more mitochondria by moving. Next, you want to pay attention to your food. Be really conscious about your food. You're going to want to eat organic as much as you possibly can afford. Really focus in on that. Go to your farmer's market for a better price. There are often better prices there. You want to eat varied food. You want to get all those beautiful micronutrients so you can feed your mitochondria. Beautiful food so it makes beautiful energy to keep those cells happy, right? And then next, you want to spice it up. Spice it up. Go to that cupboard and dig out those spice jars and make sure they're organic first. And so I went to my spice cabinet to show you. Just give me a second here. I hope you can see that. These are my spices from my spice cupboard. We've got cardamom, coriander, ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, and cumin. These are my favorite spices to spice up my life, my digestion, get my intestines working so that I can get rid of the waste products. So you may be wondering, well, okay, it's great to have those spices, but how do I use them? So there's tons of online recipes. You can go, Paleo Community is very well known for their spice mixes. You can go to one of those blogs or simply look it up, all these cooking portals and there's all kinds of information out there. Just look up spice mixes somehow and you'll figure it out. And the last thing you want to do is if you're over the age of 35 or really struggling with a really serious health problem, you might want to consider taking CoQ10 as a supplement. CoQ10, but it needs to be a specific form. It needs to be in the ubiquinol form. Again, I'll say that it needs to be in the ubiquinol form, not ubiquinone. You need to have it in its most reduced form. It's just most useful in that fashion. For that, you need to talk to your practitioner if it makes sense for you. So now the next thing is what to look out for. So basic things to look out for are to go to your personal care products. Look at the labels and see if you can pronounce these things and ask yourself, would you eat that? Probably not. Probably not. So if you want to dig further and to see how your products rank, I would suggest that you go to a website called Skin Deep. It's run by the Environmental Workers Group, and you can type in your favorite products in there, and they have the majority of the famous products. They don't have everything, but they have really common ones in there. You should be able to find most of yours in there. And go see how they rank them. They rank them according to how they affect your health. So the lower the number, the better it is. The higher the number, the worse it is. You may be really surprised how your favorite products really rank. I know when I did this 14 years ago, I was shocked how bad my products were. And then do the same thing for your home care products. You can go to that same website, Skin Deep, and type in your favorite household cleaning products, and they will rank them as well. Now, probably the most noxious chemicals in your home are going to be the ones that are found for kitchen cleaning and bathroom cleaning. Those are probably going to be the most noxious ones. So when you find that out, say you found out your favorite product was really toxic and really not good for you, what you want to do, just take a deep breath and don't panic. There's tons of products out there that are really affordable. Just go to your local grocery store, your local health food store, or places like, Target, that sort of thing. They will have organic products in abundance. I assure you they do. And just change out one product at a time. As one product gets done, throw it out, replace it with a new product. And the last thing I want to talk about, what to look out for, is medications. Now, medications, well, we've all been saved by medications. I'm sure we all have. But they do have their not so good side, right? So whenever you take a medication, I want you to be really knowledgeable about what it is. I want you to look up each medication you take. A lot of common medications really do mess up our mitochondria very badly. They are really, really bad for mitochondria. And guess what the most common one is? If you guess antibiotics, you are right. Antibiotics really mess with our mitochondria really bad. And I think one of the worst classes of antibiotics right now, I think, might be considered the fluoroquinolones. Those are things like Levaquin from that category. They all have fluoride in there, and they are really dangerous for our cells. But just literally all antibiotics fall under this category. Now, if you need antibiotics, by all means take them, but take them for only as long as you need them. The point is, don't abuse and overuse your medication. Only use them as needed. Other antibiotic or other medications that mess with our mitochondria are antivirals. Things like Tamiflu. Tamiflu is getting some really, it's really in the news lately. It messes with your mitochondria. Other antivirals as well. Steroids. Anesthesia messes with your mitochondria. And of course, chemo does. Hopefully you're not taking chemo. But if you do, it messes with your mitochondria pretty badly. And there's also, I want to call your attention to medications that are called black box medications. They contain black box warnings. Now, chances are, that's why I want you to look up your medications, because you never know if one of your medications is black box. The only way that you're probably going to know for sure is to look it up yourself. You need to go to drugs, on app like something like drugs.com, and look up your medication to see if it does carry a black box warning. Black box warning is the FDA's highest warning label that they can issue before they pull a drug out of use. So it's the highest warning they can issue. So see if your medication does have a black box warning. You might be surprised. So the point is, do your homework if you're taking medication. Know what you're taking, right? All right, that's enough for today. So if there's just one thing that I want you to take away from today's little video training here is I want you to mind your mitochondria. By that I mean take care of your mitochondria. I want you to eat the good food. I want you to stay away from these toxins, medications, viruses. Make sure your digestion and elimination is great, and really try to keep away from heavy metals. That's what you can do to start restoring your energy today. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, you can write them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Any comments you'd like to share about anything that you might have learned about energy or your mitochondria, I'll get back to you. So if you're seeing this video in a place other than my blog, please head on over to sofaswellness.com and check it out there. You can also give me a like on Facebook and follow me on Instagram. That's how we can stay connected. Until next time, take care.